In recent years, China has been actively promoting its military equipment on the international market, positioning it as modern and competitive. However, the reality is not so rosy, especially when it comes to tanks. The situation with China's latest VT4 tank was a prime example. In 2019, Nigeria purchased 35 units of this equipment, expecting to receive modern combat vehicles of 3.5 generation. However, already during the exercises it turned out that the tanks could not fire, and it takes up to half an hour to reload. Nigerian generals were shocked. In a real battle, the enemy would have had time to destroy all the equipment during this time. In less than 2 years, many problems were revealed, and Nigeria was forced to look for an alternative, turning to Russian T-90s. The root of the VT4's problems lies in its origins. It is essentially a hybrid of the 1970s Soviet T-72 with some Western technology. Without access to the original materials and formulas, Chinese engineers created an unbalanced system. Engines constantly leaked, fuel pumps failed, and the slightest spark could cause an explosion. Despite numerous meetings, the Chinese experts failed to eliminate these deficiencies. The situation with the VT4 is indicative of the entire Chinese tank industry. Even the Persian Army's main battle tank, the Type 99A, has serious shortcomings. Its armor is vulnerable to modern armor-piercing shells, and its outdated carousel autoloading system is inherited from the T-72, which makes the tank extremely vulnerable when hit. Unlike its Western counterparts, where ammunition is stored in an isolated compartment, the Type 99A's explosion is almost guaranteed to kill the entire crew. The Type 99A's fire control system, although superior to its Russian counterparts, is far inferior to its Western counterparts. According to experts, it is like comparing an old radio receiver with a modern smartphone. The tank's mobility also leaves much to be desired. The 1200 horsepower diesel engine cannot compete with the gas turbines of Western vehicles on difficult terrain. China is trying to compensate for the technological lag with exports. More than 800 tanks have been sold to more than 50 countries, mostly second-generation models priced at about $5 million. By comparison, Western tanks cost many times more. However, many of these export models have serious flaws, and the Chinese army itself refuses to use them. Interestingly, production lines of Chinese tanks have sprung up all over the world, from the Middle East to Central Asia and Africa. Many of these tanks are sold to Russia and used in the conflict in Ukraine, allowing China to circumvent US sanctions. The situation is complicated by the fact that China's neighbors, especially India, are actively developing their tank forces. India now has about 4,600 tanks, including the state-of-the-art T-90 and its own Arjun and K2 development. This poses a serious threat to China's western regions, especially considering that most of China's tank fleet consists of outdated models. Despite a claimed 7,300 tanks, China relies mainly on the older Type 59, Type 69, and Type 79. There are only about 300 modern Type 96As and only 500 of the elite Type 99A2. In the event of a conflict in the Taiwan Strait, if these elite units are moved to the east, the Western Front will be vulnerable. China is aware of these risks and is trying to find unconventional solutions. For example, in 2022, an attempt was made to smuggle a large number of armored vehicles to Taiwan using civilian rollers. However, thanks to the vigilance of US intelligence, this operation was thwarted. To summarize, we can say that China's ambitions in tank building so far exceed its actual capabilities. Despite loud statements and active exports, Chinese tanks are still inferior to their Western counterparts in terms of key characteristics. This poses serious risks to the country's defense capabilities and calls into question its claims to the status of a leading military power. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you enjoyed the content, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more interesting and informative content. We wish you a good day and see you soon.